of it is taking place because of atmospheric oxygen. So that is why it is called as what? Aerial oxidation. Do you understand, everybody? So they will develop some kind of harmful substances. That is what I am saying, organic compounds. So that harmful substances only, once this oxygen react with these fats and oils, understanding, so it will form harmful substances like aldehydes. Okay, so that you will study in 4th chapter what is aldehydes and all. So it will form aldehydes and ketones. Remember, you will study in the 4th chapter these formulas. Now no need. So what will form? It will form the harmful substances called as aldehydes and ketones, so that which will causes digestive disorder. Understand? So that is the reason we are going to get, if you eat this kind of food items, it will lead to loose motions and all, because it will leads to digestive disorder. That is what you have to remember. So this oil only can be rancid easily, and as they contain all, if you'll notice it, which can be oxidized easily, whatever the oil is present, which is very, very fastly, it can rancid, or it can called as, it will react, oxidize with atmospheric oxygen very, very fastly. So that process only is to called as rancid. Understand? So rancid in the sense of it will react much faster or easily. So therefore we can say rancidity means, what do you mean by rancidity, guys? Rancidity means what we can say simply, it is the natural oxidation of the oils and fats which are present in the food items, giving bad smell and taste. That is what we used to call as rancidity. So please all of you write. So the natural oxidation of the oils and fats which are present in food items, giving bad smell and taste. That is what we used to call as rancidity. Is it okay, guys? Glad we now understand, Princey, everybody. So that is what we used to call as, what we used to call rancidity. So now in rancidity will takes place. What is the harmful substances will forming? What is the harmful substances are forming? Aldehydes and ketones are forming. This is only we used to call as organic compounds. What we used to call, Elmokel? Organic compounds we used to call as. Okay, so now this only you tell me, let me see who will say, you tell me this rancidity process, in which season it is more faster, like very fast in rainy season or other than rainy season? Anybody?
Rainy season.
Rainy season. Because why it is rainy season it is more faster? Anybody? The rate of
because of the temperature
as well as what? Rainy season, who will be more in atmosphere? Who will be more in atmosphere? Air,
Water vapor and oxygen.
air and moisture.
If rainy season means who is containing more in atmosphere? Moisture. Very good. So now you take, for example, one chips packet you kept in rainy season and you kept in summer season. In which season it will be become very, like lost its crispiness very fastly?
Rainy season.
In rainy season. Yes or no? That is what. So you can see even appam, you know that appadam we can say, you can expose to the atmosphere very fastly, it will become like a paper. Have you noticed it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
why it is become like a paper? Because it is reacting with atmosphere and is forming a harmful compounds like aldehydes and ketones. That is what you remember. So the rate of rancidity, understanding, becomes much faster, becomes fast during which season, guys? During rainy season. You understand, everybody? So rainy season. So due to the presence of what? Due to the presence of moisture. Do you understand, everyone? So that is what you have to remember. And also remember, in which season microorganisms and all will spread faster, like bacteria and all. Saru, Yuvajivan, Yes, in rainy season only. Yes or no? So that is also what is happening. So prevention of moisture, you can see. And next, what is happening? So moisture, in moisture, the bacteria growth is very, very faster. In moisture, that is why rainy season only more diseases will spread. Have you noticed it? Okay, Scarlett? So bacterial growth becomes very faster, becomes very fast, which spoils the food items. Which spoils the food items. So that is what. So we can feel a smell of like a bad smell. We can say like a pastries and butters and all. You can see we'll felt the stale creams. So the smell, you can feel the smell of stale creams means a spoiled one. Understanding? So stale creams and the pastries means cakes. You know, cakes and all nowadays coming. Pastries, you all know that not normal cake.
Yes, sir.
Another one cake is coming. That is what we used to call it as pastries. So pastries and as well as butter, this all will feel like a stale one. So why it is? Because they will be reacting with the much faster with oxygen because they contains more fats and oils. So they will fastly spoil and they will form that phenomena only we used to call it as rancidity. So this is all what we used to call it as rancidity. So simply rancidity means what we can say. It is exposing the food items which contains oils and fats to the atmosphere. So then they will react with oxygen and they will give you what? Bad smell and as well as what, guys? Bad smell and taste it will be. Okay. So that is what we used to call it as rancidity. So that is why, how many of you are eating Lays? Are you eating the Lays? Different kind of Lays you will eat. And you will eat potato chips and everything. Have you noticed it? Alana, Laksha? So that is what, if you notice it, everybody. So we are eating different kind of chips and Lays and etc. So this all, if you notice it, is it they are keeping in exposed to the atmosphere or they are protecting inside the packets always, inside the bags. Where they are keeping? Is they are keeping outside
Inside
the
the bag.
always. So they are packing always. So why they are packing? While they are packing also, have you noticed it? How many of you purchase Lays? If you purchase 5 rupees Lays packet, only hardly 5 to 10 Lays will be there. Remaining packet is completely filled with some gas. Have you noticed it? Yes, please respond. Yes, everybody. So you might be discuss with your friends also. What is this 5 rupees packet? Not contain even 5 pieces of chips, fully filled with the gas only. Have you noticed it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is what. So
Yes, sir.
if you notice it, keep some banana chips or potato chips in the atmosphere for 1 or 2 days. You can see wherever oil will, suppose chips will be means somewhere corner or where the bend will be takes place, there some oil will be stagnant. Yes or no, guys? Some oil will be stagnant. Yes or no? So these oil, you can see, will react with oxygen and it will form some kind of organic compounds. And you can see how I can notice it, sir. You can notice it, that area. It will turn into which color? It will turn into reddish brown color. Do you understand it? So reddish brown color it will turn. So it is indicating what? Some kind of organic compounds is forming. So that by the time if you try to eat, you can see, you can feel the smell. Bad smell will come and as well as taste also will change. So that is why we cannot expose then that chips which is organic compounds is formed. That chips only we used to call as rancid chips. What we used to call? Rancid chips. So what is called as rancidity and that spoiled food items is called as rancid food items. So these rancid food items is a problem for us or good for us or bad for us? Good or bad?
Bad for us.
So
Bad.
if it is a bad, then we have to use the preventive techniques. Yes or no? So that is what we are going to do now. So prevention of rancidity. What is that? Prevention of rancidity. So now let us come to this prevention of rancidity. So what is the methods we are using for prevention of rancidity and how it will be takes place? That is all we will study. Shall we start? Prevention of rancidity. So the first one. So now, if you want to conserve the food, or else if you want to protect the food, you might be see your mother and all, they will be keeping inside your home, some instrument will be there where you can preserve the food items. What is the food items? First one, anybody? Where your mother will keep curries and all, you might be notice it. Fridge, we can say what? What is
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
So refrigeration, that is the first phenomena of prevention of rancidity. So it is the method of storing the food materials. What is that, guys? Storing the materials. Understand? So materials. So which materials? The food items which is prepared with the fats and oils. So is it a high temperature or low temperature?
Low temperature.
Yeah.
Low temperature.
Understanding, storing the food materials at low temperature. So low temperature, is it causing for anything? And also see low temperatures and dry place or wet place?
Dry.
Dry place. No wet, no wet temperature and as well as dry place, so that it will prevent the supply of oxygen and it will not leads to the rancidity, so that it will be protective for few days, not for lifelong. It will be protected for some more days. That is what the first method of prevention of rancidity, refrigeration. Second one, you can see, you might notice it, some kind of food items, they might be written on it, don't expose to sunlight. Have you noticed it? Don't expose to sunlight, they will write. Have you noticed it or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
That is what. So if you'll expose to sunlight, then what is happening? Automatically, because of that light energy and as well as oxygen, then it will start rancidity. So that is why what we have to do, keeping the food items always away from the where? Keeping away from sunlight. Understand? So this is the one preventive technique of rancidity. So certain kind of food items, if you're exposed to the sunlight, they will damage, they will spoil. So that is why we will keep away from the sunlight. So it will be prevented to some extent. Understand? Prevented to some extent, is not completely. It will give some little protection extent by keeping away the food items from where? Food item from sunlight. So this is the second method. So keep it all of it, write it. So that is the second one. Okay, everybody? Any doubt? Yes, please. Next, third one. You can notice it. You can notice it, the third one. Yeah, what is the third one? Anybody? Third one, any other item? So you can see, using preservatives, that is the major thing. So preservatives means which will destroy the microorganisms and other kind of things, which will not allow to contact with the food. That is what we used to call it as preservatives. So using preservatives. So using preservatives means which will not allow to microbes and all, which will produce toxins, so that it will prevent the rancidity. So food preservatives, some kind of chemicals, food preservatives are used to destroy the microbes. Means microorganisms which produce what? Toxins. Do you understand? Which produce toxins. What do you mean by toxins? Anybody? Toxins means what? Poisons.
Harmful.
Understand? Harmful substances. So that it will prevent what? It will prevent rancidity. That is what you have to remember. So this is the third prevention method of rancidity. Next one, using antioxidants. So rancidity means what is the process taking place? Maitreyan, Tamil Selvan?
Oxidation.
Oxidation is taking place. So we are using what? We are using what? Antioxidants. Do you understand it? So we are using antioxidants. Antioxidants means what, guys? Which will prevent the oxidation process. Yes or no? So we are using antioxidants means which will not allow the oxidation, which not allow oxidation process. So that is what we used to call as antioxidants. So we are having a two kinds of antioxidants which we will use commonly in our daily life, which will prevent the rancidity. So that is what one is BHA and another one is BHT. So these are the two common antioxidants which we are using in our daily life to prevent what? To prevent what is that, guys? Prevent rancidity. That is
Rancidity.
what you have to remember. So BHME. Remember, BHA is the chemical butylated hydroxyanisole. What is that? Butylated hydroxyanisole. This is the one of the chemical which we are using preventive technique of rancidity. Hydroxyanisole. Next, second one is called as butylated hydroxytoluene. Anisole, and another one is what, guys? Toluene. Okay, Toluene. Toluene. So these are the two antioxidants we are using, which is preventing the corrosion. Is it okay, everybody? Yes, please respond. Next one, nitrogen gas. If you are all purchasing the, you might be see, everybody, you all people are purchasing the Lays and as well as potato chips and etc. etc. So inside, if you open it, some gas is filled inside. Is it yes or no? Yes. Please respond. Okay, some gas is filled.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, that gas only we used to call it as nitrogen gas. What gas they will fill? Nitrogen gas. Do you understand it? So nitrogen gas is against to oxidation process. So that is why you can see nitrogen is the inert in nature. Do you understand it? Inert in nature, so that it will not allow the growth of understanding bacteria and other microbes which are responsible for oxidation and rancidity. So it is inert in nature. It is not allowing that process only we used to call it as decomposing. Understanding? So decomposing bacteria and other microbes. Bacteria and other microbes which are responsible for oxidation, which are responsible for oxidation and rancidity. Oxidation and rancidity. So that is why all the Lays and all you might be see. So Lays will be very less quantity and completely it is filled with what, guys? This all full area it is filled with what? Nitrogen gas.
Nitrogen.
Okay. Nitrogen gas is the inert gas, so that it will not react with the chips and it will never allow to make the Lays to react with the oxygen or microbes to spoil themselves. So that is why we are using this nitrogen gas. Use of nitrogen gas is the another preventive technique of food items. That is what. So now these are all the food methods, and last method which you are seeing, that is what. Now see, if oxygen is present, reaction will take place. Yes or no? If suppose no oxygen is present, is it reaction will carried out? Is it reaction will carried out? Please respond. So that is what. So the last preventive method is creation of vacuum. Creation of vacuum. What do you mean by vacuum, guys? Anybody? Charu? So removing the air. So whatever the air is present, that air we are going to remove completely, so that it will be no oxygen is present. So no oxygen is present, no oxidation will be carried out. So after packing the food, that is what. So after packing the food, the packet or container is evacuated. Understanding? So the packet or we can say container evacuated. What do you mean by evacuated? Means removing the air. Understanding? Removing the air. That is what evacuated. So that it will create evacuated in order to remove. In order to remove what we are removing, guys? Remove what? Remove the available oxygen. Do you understand, everybody? So to remove the available oxygen, which is preventing for what? Which is causing for oxygen for oxidation of food. So that is what we have to remember, oxidation of food. So these are the 5 techniques which we can control or we can prevent the rancidity. So that is why majority of the food items which is prepared with the fats and oils, they will use some of this technique to preserve them. So if you'll notice it in our India, if you'll come, even turmeric is being used even from the ancient time as food preservative and antioxidant. So in our India, which one we are using? In our India, turmeric powder. Understanding? So turmeric is in India, we are using from the ancient time. We are using this one for both methods. For what? Antioxidant and as well as preservative. So that is why, have you noticed that if you'll get any injury in our home, immediately your mother will keep the turmeric powder. Have you noticed it, guys? Maitreyan, Monish, everybody?
Yes, sir.
That is what. So why she is keeping, she don't know maybe why she is keeping turmeric powder. But why we are keeping turmeric powder? It won't allow the formation of microorganisms and all. Do you understanding? So once the injury will take place, the damaged part of our body will touch with the ground or not. So that so many microorganisms will enter through that to our body. Is it yes or no? Yes, please. So that if you apply the turmeric powder will prevent the bacteria and microbes for the further reaction with our body. So that is why immediately when any kind of injuries will happen, immediately we'll keep the turmeric powder, which will kill the microorganisms and all at this damaged part. So that is what you can use it. Now, this is the turmeric powder we are using for the food preservatives and as well as what? Antioxidants. Yes or no? Food preservation and as well as antioxidant, we can say that. Okay. So now also you can see, you might be heard in our village and all, you also having good experience. Do you remember that if you are having a common cold, you will take turmeric milk. Do you remember? Please respond. Turmeric milk. So turmeric milk means it's not that boiled milk. Once if you are getting milk from the cow, you'll take some kind of turmeric powder in glass, and directly you'll get the milk from the cow, directly you will drink. So that one, it is a common one by sick people, particularly by the women of India or even men also. I used to drink in my home. My mother used to drink so many times when she is getting common cold or else some kind of sickness like throat pain and all. So this one, if you'll see, it has been analyzed that you can see this turmeric milk will give you more even quick relief than the tablets and all from the severe cold and all. Sir, why, sir? How, sir? That is the first question. You have to ask me, correct? Sir, you are saying turmeric powder is making. Then who contains turmeric powder? Do you all need to know or not? Yes or no? So if you see that, why, sir, it is, see, from the ancient time itself, we are using the turmeric as an antioxidant and as well as preservative, because this turmeric contains compounds of iodine. What is that, guys? It contains what? Compounds of iodine. Understanding? Which act as a antioxidants. Which act as a what? Act as a antioxidant. So now you can see, sometimes your mother will try to keep the turmeric powder. You people maybe scold her. You don't know, you are following like ancient man, still like a old people, you are keeping turmeric, this and all. We become angry. Yes or no? And also you see, if you keep the turmeric, it will get like a more painful it is. Is it yes or no? It will turns into like a burning action. Yes, guys? Like some much painful.
Yes, sir.
It turns into burning action. And you will scold our mother also. Why you are keeping? You don't know anything. Simply you are keeping turmeric powder and all. But actually, they might be don't know. It is they know only thing is turmeric powder will prevent from the oxidation and as well as it is antioxidant and preservative. But the thing is, it is containing a compound of iodine, which is actually a good antioxidant. So that is they don't know, and even we also don't know till today. Is it yes or no? Do you know that? Is it containing in this turmeric powder? So that is the reason we are using any kind of injuries. Immediately we are using as a turmeric powder because it will prevent from the these microorganisms like bacteria and other microbes. That is the reason we are using that. Okay, it's not that like some myth or some belief or something. It is useful. So it is a scientific reason behind it. That is the reason we are using it. Is it okay, everybody? Ishali?
Yes, sir.
That is. So that is the reason. So this is all about what is the rancidity and what is prevention methods of rancidity and all. So this is all about this chapter. Meanwhile, next class while we are discussing the tomorrow when we are discussing that, I will like exercise and all. I will teach you once again oxidation introduction. Okay, don't worry. So this is all about this chapter, guys. So these are the 6 preventive methods of rancidity, and I given you 5 preventive methods of corrosion. Is it yes or no? 5 preventive methods of corrosion. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. So now, kindly remember the last preventive methods of corrosion also, I forgot to mention you, that is what? Aluminium. So once it is reacting with aluminium, the 6th preventive method. So if you take iron metal, if you coat it with aluminium, what we are doing, guys? We are coating with the what? Coating with the aluminium metal.
Aluminium.
Aluminium will form a inert protective layer called as, what is that? Al2O3, aluminum oxide, which is also prevention of further corrosion of iron. So that is what we used to call as, this process is called as anodizing. What we used to call, guys? The coating with aluminium we used to call as anodizing. Kindly remember that. So this is the last preventive technique of prevention of iron, prevention of corrosion of iron or rusting of iron. So that is what anodizing. So coating with the zinc we used to call it as what? Coating with the zinc.
Galvanization.
Coating with the nickel and chromium, electroplating. Coating with the tin we used to call it as tinning. Understand it? Coating with the iron, what we used to call, guys? Coating with iron. Coating with iron we used to call it as anodizing. That is what you have to remember. So anodizing. So as we know, aluminium will react and it will form an inert compound called as aluminium oxide, which will further prevention of corrosion. So that is why we are using aluminium metal also. So this process of coating of aluminium metal on the surface of iron, what we used to call, guys? Anodizing. Okay. ANODIZING. This is what the prevention methods of rusting of iron or corrosion of iron. So totally 6 plus 6 methods I have given. Corrosion 6 methods and as well as rancidity 6 methods. So this is all about this chapter. So with this, by today this chapter is completed. Tomorrow we'll discuss the exercise and later I will do the worksheet also. Now those who are having NCERT book, soft copy at least, try to solve the numericals. The exercise in this chapter, and tomorrow we will discuss the exercise and we'll wind up. Okay, so with this I'm going to leave you. Thank you everybody. Bye. We'll meet tomorrow.